Yo, thank you for clicking on the video. I'm Who's Mans. I just like football. I'm here to teach you the X's and O's of the game. I'm not here to teach you the glitches and the exploits and things like that. Not that there's anything wrong with that. If you guys are new, go ahead, hit the subscribe button and the bell so you never miss an upload. And let's get into it. What's up? First and foremost, wanted to give God the glory. Very exciting time. Obviously, we got some college football 26 coming up, so can't wait to getting all that stuff going. I think I'm gonna try to dig into the veer and shoot offense this year. I won't be using the air raid as much, so my first couple gameplays are probably gonna be looking kind of crazy. I'm just trying to figure that offense out a little bit better. I have an idea, but just want to get better at it. But yeah, let's get into the video. We're getting into stunts and twists. I'm going to make a couple videos on this. This is great because you're going to be able to, do a better job in run defense, especially against inside zones. I know a lot of people didn't really like playing against inside zone, but you really have to first understand how inside zone blocks, what gaps are being looked at first, and how to take those away. First, we're going to look at inside zone. This is a play side scheme. You're going to look at your play side and go from there. So we're going to look right to left. The tackle is unguarded. What does that mean? There's no one in the play side gap. So what is he going to do? What he should be doing is heading to the second level, and he needs to ignore this player. In this case, this player is used to, in the case of a read option, he is used to read. Does he crash in, or does he kind of hesitate and take the bait there? But what he needs to do is head to the second level. This player, he is guarded, so he has a player to play side gap. He's going to take that. When you look here now, there's no one in the play side gap, so he is going to usually try to help out and get to the second level. He has a play side gap. He's going to take him, and then he has the play side gap here. He's going to take him. The running back in this instance, depending on who you're going to talk to, inside zone is usually going to attack this B gap and kind of go off of that. Usually you can cut back, you can hit the B gap or bounce it outside. There are some teams that want to kind of angle it directly at the center and kind of choose from there, whether it's the A, the B, bounce it out. But generally, from what I've seen, they like to attack the B gap. If we want to look at the gaps, you have your A, you have your B, and then you have your C, and it's the same thing on this side, A, B, C, and then if there's a tight end, there's also a D gap, D gap. All right, now let's get into the reason why stunts can be effective in the run game. So understanding that, okay, my opponent really likes to run inside zone and attack this B gap. How do I take the B gap away and force the running back to do something else? First off, we're going to go over from what I took a note on. It was called a cowboy stunt. Now, it's not always going to be called that in every play or every system, but this is according to my sheet that I have, I'm looking here, this is going to be a wheel J. Our 3 tech is going to set outside shoulder of the guard and kind of head down this way. He's going to try to contain this. Don't expect anything too crazy. I mean, he's a defensive tackle. It's not a 3 tech, he's not going to be super athletic enough to get outside that way. We're gonna have our edge, set the tackle to the outside shoulder, come across into the A gap. So this is all this stunt is. The rest, A gap, you have your C gap, and then since the play is flowing towards this side here, he should be our force defender in this case, and then obviously the mic is also involved in the run. So what does this do? This stunt here eliminates the B gap, which is going to make the running back have to either cut back into the A gap, which your linebacker is going to be able to also fit into, or the running back is going to have to bounce it outside. which once again, as the linebacker, because you understand the A gap is taken care of, our 3 tech is also taking care of this kind of B/C-ish area. And then we have a backer or a nickel, depending on whatever you're running. He's going to be able to kind of fit outside. Hopefully he'll do a bit better. Well, I understand the best thing he can do is either bounce it outside or cut back. From here, this linebacker is going to kind of have to either scrape over top, which is what I've seen most of the time. This linebacker is now responsible completely outside. And if need be, if the running back decides to cut back into the backside B gap, he is still also free to come back here and help as well. But understand that you do have another underneath defender here. This is Tampa 2. He can fit inside. You already have your outside fit here, but he can fit inside. Generally, depending on what pressure you're sending, generally he's going to stay in coverage for some sort of RPO, whether it's like an RPO with a slant type deal here to where he fakes the handoff, throws it here. If the linebacker decides to fit the run here, you have your slant, he can pop in there. But understanding that this run, there's really, at least in this football game, which makes it a lot easier, not many cutbacks out of this spread set here. The flow is usually gonna go to this side, right? So he can stay back in coverage and guard any RPO in this area. So really, now you're you eliminate this, you have your linebacker come outside here, you have this A gap, and you have this A gap taken, along with your linebacker kind of playing force on the backside. You have a good defense on the play side. And it's not always going to run this way. It's football. Sometimes the linemen do a great job of getting to them before they can really do what they need to do. But we're going to take a look at the D line. So let's run this. And you see right here, B gap closed, right? The defensive tackle is doing a good job of getting outside of the guard right here. He's doing a good job of getting outside the guard so he can kind of help. He's going to try to help contain this run outside. Our defensive tackle, or our defensive end or edge, is now in this A gap, right? The great thing that happened here was the center didn't actually get upfield. For some reason, he decides to cut back and try to help out with this A gap. All right. So that means this whole area, as you're seeing it open up, as the running back starts to get the ball, you see, okay, well, B gap is closed, but the A gap is open. So instead of hitting the B, let's cut back into this A gap. Well, you have your linebacker who's not going to overcommit to this, right? You're not going to want to overcommit to this, because if you overcommit, he gets this block and seals out. Boom, it's all the way out here, right? However, you don't want to get too aggressive in this A gap, because you already understand he should be fitting in this A gap. So you should be able to chop step enough and then get back out here. Why? Okay, well, numbers wise, in this section, you got these two are taken out. He becomes the new A, he becomes the new B, he's setting the B. You have to fit the C now, and you're free. Like I said, this linebacker is free just in case he runs the slant. If this is like some RPO, he's free to just sit back here. So we're going to let it run. You see the edge is now in this A gap. Boom. Running back is either going to be forced to cut back out this way, but as you see, the linebacker can now scrape outside. This cornerback in a bit should try to stay outside to force the running back inside to the help where you are, and that's where you rally to make the tackle. And you're gonna see right here, the edge does a great job of getting over top. You see, I think I was using the middle linebacker in this case. I step, I get over here. We got a linebacker on a wide receiver. I'll take that any day, but it doesn't matter. The edge gets back there, blows up the run, boom. So it's really great to add this in, just because you're going to be able to really take advantage of setting your run defense, taking away the very first read. And what I used was the left text 2-man. That is what I used. And it's going to take time to really understand that, right? So, but as you see, now your B gap taken away from the 3 tech. Your A gap is now taken by your edge. This D lineman, this 1 tech, he's cutting across back to the B gap, because now you should be able to fit this A, and if you need to, you can get over here, and then he should be attacking this outside. All right. So we're gonna let this play out, and I'll show you kind of how I like to run this. Boom, and you fit back outside. So I like to not get too aggressive in this case for that reason. He has 80 speed, he's got 94 speed. So I'm gonna show you guys this from the Mike's perspective. So you already know he's going to this B gap, he's going to the C. He's setting inside and getting over here. He's coming out into the A gap, which means I have to kind of make sure I don't get too aggressive just in case, because we all know he's supposed to be the force, but just in case, you know, it's Madden, or not Madden, it's college football. They are better in the run fit, but we're going to go ahead. You see, I don't get too aggressive. And you see how this works out. And it's not going to do this every single time. Sometimes they don't get over quick enough. If you have a really good lineman who is really quick and agile, he'll get up there before he can get into the A gap. But now that frees the linebacker, this Mike, it frees the Mike just because he's getting in there to now fit outside. You already see, you know, if he's the force, he can't be too gung-ho downhill now, because if this is play action, he's downhill, right? So he has to kind of stay there for a quick second. As you see here, boom, the edge gets in the A gap, and now that allows me, and you see here, he's staying backside just in case he wants to try to throw something backside. You see this C is taken. He grabs the double team, he grabs a double team. It frees up essentially this edge to get in the A gap. Now I'm able to fit outside, and we do a better job here, right? You see, boom, he gets taken care of, but that's fine. We're there to fill in the gap. Boom, take care of it. No gain. So yeah, those are the benefits of using stunts in the run game. The next video is going to be about stunts in the pass game and how to disrupt the offensive line, and then the rest of the videos for a little bit are going to be some gameplay to showcase stunts. I'm going to kind of document my journey with the veer and shoot, so I won't have as many breakdowns unless I figure something out with the veer and shoot. So, you know, maybe I'll get into some full game breakdowns and things like that, but the first couple videos are going to be over stunts once I get through the pass video. So stay tuned for that, and yeah, we're gonna end off giving glory to God, and I'll see you guys next time. Oh yeah, make sure to throw some comments in the comment section about what you like so far about the game, and also if you have any prayer requests, throw them in the comment section below. I'll make sure to get those prayers going, and I'll see you guys next time.